call the meeting to order at 6:11 p.m.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the minutes as printed with necessary corrections, if any.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We'll need a motion to accept the financial statement.
I'll move for the acceptance of the financial statement.
I need a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carried. And a motion to pay the bills. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carried. Pay some bills. Okay, let's flip them. Slimco, 194.17. Clico, 134.42. First Net. Like 675.
They hadn't gotten the first,
Okay,
but it was paid, so this is just.
this is
regular
just do that
money,
one.
Yeah.
337.74. City of Eunice Gas Department, 5607. And Spectrum, $110.
Yeah, they went up a penny.
Special Risk Insurance, $2,594. That's that upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it tells you all the difference.
And they got, went up on the autos, the next page.
It was on that one. We just passed.
All this.
Yeah, it went up on the.
Okay, they went up on all the trucks and stuff. the predominant conveyance, deductible for 1,000. Figure out what is on that sheet.
They all increase the values.
Yeah. From 22, to comprehensive collision from 222,000 to 600,000. From, comprehensive on collision on the truck. From 374 to 600,000. From 150 to 350,000. Yeah, from 302,000 to 600,000. It says, and another one from 352 to 600,000. From 10,000 to 65,000. They just upgraded all the stuff the salesman had told us.
There's two
Two of
different,
them?
yes,
Okay.
because I got it late, the very beginning of the month, and then he sent me another one just yesterday. So I guess it was late in the mail, so there's two different checks.
Okay. E&R Pest Control, $60. And E&R Pest Control, $60. Is it doing some good stuff over there, Chris?
Seems to be all right. We still having a little trouble with the ants in the shed, but everybody's fighting with them because of all the water right now. I mean, as far as the station, I hadn't been seeing anything, any kind of real pest inside, so.
Millennium Security of Acadiana, $239.99.
That should be the replacement cost for our DVR system for the cameras.
Okay.
And for anybody who is in here who has the cameras on their phone, y'all need to get with me so I can log you in and put it back on your phone. Cause you can't get it without me or Devin.
Little accident. Louisiana Fire and Emergency Training, $200.
That was for my class, for my instructor one.
When's the test date?
I took the test Thursday of this past week. I missed it by a couple points, so I immediately went back and rescheduled another test date, which is this Thursday in Baton Rouge, because those couple points wasn't sitting well with me, so I'm going after it again. But in my defense, there was 8 of us took the test and 2 passed. It's a very intense test. So I only missed it by a couple points. I ain't giving them. I'm gonna get it.
So you have to pay the fee again?
There's a $20 testing fee that'll have to be paid again, but if I gotta pay for it, I'll pay for it. I don't mind. That close, I want it.
Yep, go back and get it.
Oh, I'm getting after it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Savoy Swords Water, $20.70. DNR, $31.83. What did y'all buy?
The butane,
Oh, butane.
that was to help them out with their
Oh,
thing, remember,
okay.
last meeting, beside that?
Yes, ma'am. Reed Gas, $710.57.
We on empty.
Same, same
$710?
for Reed's Gas.
Reed Gas.
But that's with our trucks too.
Yeah.
It's not just-
That was the tank we bought, the regulator, the hoses, and the
Okay.
fuel.
And the fuel.
That was everything combined.
Okay.
When you said that number, I had to take a double take.
612, $35.12. 620, $86.19.
Right.
No, the maintenance, $14.14. I guess it's a lawnmower.
That's the gas for the lawnmower.
622, 7260. And 641, 9145.
And your bottle and your regulator is 405.
Mamu Road Water, $22. City of Eunice, $1,689.64. They got 90% of $1,877.
Yeah, the millage was
The millage.
5.55.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Acadian Security, Total Security, I'm sorry. $89, that's for the, installation. The $28.49 was for the first half a month, and $47.99 was for the first full month. LSFA, $300 for their for the roster. That's it. Bills are paid. I guess we gotta do it again. Okay.
Chair, I'd like to put a motion on the floor to pay the fee for the testing of the chief.
I need all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition?
It's an
Well,
$80.
Last I was told, yes, ma'am.
Y'all wanna cut in your checks now or wait till we find out how
Because
much
they're
it is?
probably gonna mail it directly to you.
Okay, we'll wait.
Okay. All right, on to the agenda. The cameras, all that's
Cameras are fixed up and running again. They came in, they had to change out the hard drive, but it is fixed.
So both stations are working.
Yes, ma'am, correct.
ethics.
That was
Oh,
all.
the mother. The ethics is done.
Everybody's ethics are in, right?
I got mine. The warranty for the side by side.
Yeah, the paper, I found it. I didn't bring it, but I forgot. But it is $2,500 for 5 years. Additional to the 1 year we already have. We have until June to decide if we want that. And that covers everything mechanical, engine, transmission, pretty much electrical.
Can we wait till the end of the year warranty, first year warranty, didn't get it, or what?
We know we have to decide if we want it by June 1st. I think we have to make it. We have to buy it by June 1st. If not, we lose the option to purchase it. We just get a 1 year and we're done. But we get our year we have now plus 5.
Okay.
We don't lose anything.
And it's how much, bro?
2,500.
Something breaks on that thing, 2,500 is gonna go fast.
Yeah, because the transmission's inside the motor. It's all together and a steel belt driven.
And so that belt breaks, it's gonna destroy some stuff.
Well, I think we need to decide if we're gonna get it or not.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. What you think? I'll go around the room. Devin, you,
I mean,
Oh,
it's always good to have extra protection on something when, you know, when a year from now, if something goes out, it's covered and we don't have to pay anything to fix it, because we are putting a lot of weight on that side by side with the motor, with the pump and tank at a fire with full of water, and if something happens, they said it's covered because it's under the weight capacity for the machine itself, so we're not overweight or anything.
yep, I agree. I think we need to get it.
to give it to Charlie?
I think so.
I need a motion and a second to get the extended warranty.
So move.
Donald made a motion. Mr. Charlie seconded. All those in favor say aye. Any opposition? Motion carried.
Okay, they're gonna send me a bill for that, Devin?
I just need a check and I'll go to Parapete and get it done. I don't know if it's at a warranty company we have to write it to or not. If you just leave it, and I'll fill it in and let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2,500.
Yeah.
And you'll bring me a receipt next time?
Yes.
You got some stuff, Chief?
As I told y'all last month, or 2 months ago, ordered the starter from Thibodeau's for the generator at Highway 13. He did come last week and replace it. The starter was the issue. It fires right up now with no hesitation. With that being said, when you receive that bill, would you please let me know that the hours charged on that bill? That way I can verify. Oh, let's see. I spoke more with Ben about last month. We had discussed about maybe just giving him Devin's gear. I spoke more with Ben and Devin about that. We could do that, but at the same time, now you shorten another man with no gear. Devin could still use his at a fire ground. If we're in a hot zone where we're having to be close to a residence, he could still use his bunker gear. So in a sense, I'd hate to pull a man out of gear just to put another one in. I think we'd be better off to go ahead and get him a set of gear, but it's ultimately y'all's decision.
What are we looking at, what cost for a complete
Roughly
set?
for the complete set, helmet all the way down would be about $3,600. And that's basing it off of the most recent sets we've just picked up.
Well, in my opinion, I think all of our active members need gear.
I agree.
And we don't want to short an already active member for another, so I'll put a motion on the floor that we buy equipment for
Ben. I need a second.
I said.
All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I'll purchase some more. I spoke with Delta about our skid unit for the side-by-side. We should have the rest of the parts in for it within the next 2 weeks, and then they can start the install. They were waiting on parts to be shipped in.
Oh.
So that's the update on that. I got with Brothers. They are the company we normally do our ladder test with, or let's see, they do our ladders, they do our hose testing, and they also do our pre-fire plans every year. He's scheduled to come April 22nd and 23rd to do hose test and ladder test. And we also have Chuck's coming to do the air packs on the same April 22nd. So we'll be getting all our testing done early this year as much as possible. So I just wanted to update y'all on that as well. I spoke with them about our pump test. They're supposed to be coming in May. Brothers. Yeah.
Brothers?
No, I'm sorry. I was reading one line of the bottle venture.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, they're gonna be coming to do pump tests in May.
When's Brothers coming for the ladder?
Brothers
April
is coming
23rd.
April 22nd and 23rd. They'll be doing ladders and hoses.
And Bonaventure for the pump.
Yes, Bonaventure said it could be the last week of April, but he's shooting for the first week of May. The next thing I got on the roster for tonight to discuss is our PIL. We did get our PIL rating back. It is a class 5. We did stay the same. Eunice as well stayed the same. In this packet, everybody has a copy with them tonight so we can look it over. There are options we have to upgrade our rating, and this comes straight from them on things we can do to better that rating. So if y'all would like to open up y'all's PIL package, we can kind of go over them tonight.
And what page are these recommendations?
All right, the recommendations will start. Let's see. Well, we'll just start over at the beginning page. All right. The beginning page should have your total credit score showing 52.24.
It's done.
It's gonna look like this.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, yours is a little further in. She's got the entire packet right there.
I sent y'all that.
Okay.
Correct, that is correct. And as y'all see right here, it shows your percentage gradings and how we're graded. 50 to 59.9 being a class 5 rating. We are at a 52.24. So we have things we need to adjust on over time. We have a little bit of time to have this done. One of the things we got hit on points for was the emergency report. That is through 911. There's absolutely nothing we can do about that. The next thing we were hit on, which wasn't a extreme hit, credit for engine companies. We got a 5.69 out of 6, which wasn't bad. And if you look, it says additional credit can be obtained by dispatching at least 2 engine companies to all structure fires. So we've got to attempt to get more trucks out on every structural call. So we're gonna work on that, and what I'm planning on doing is from now on, every call, I want every truck out the station, rolling. That way there's no guessing of, does that truck need to go? We received Credit for a reserve pumper, which would be our unit 14 is our reserve pumper. We got full credit for that, which was a half, .50. We got 3 out of 3 on our credit for pump capacity, so pump capacities are perfect. Credit for a ladder or service companies, we got 2.71 out of 4. And he put in here in these notes, additional credit can be obtained by having an in-service service truck equipped in accordance with NFPA 1901, Standard for Automotive Fire Apparatus, and the ISO Fire Suppression Rescheduling. States it should be brought to this station. Right now we have 621 is listed as a service pumper because we have to have our pumper here. So what they're saying is we need to have another truck at this station strictly as service. Now, I did my homework on it. 641, we've been fighting grass trouble with. Pumps, well, the pump's not bad, the tank's bad, and the valve is cracked on it. We have everything we need to make that truck a full service. We have everything on 621. We pull it, put it on that. What we would need to go from, what we would need to be able to put that truck here as a service, you would need to get like a headache rack or a pipe rack to be able to mount your ladders on. And you would need to add a bay to the back because it has to be in an enclosed building, climate controlled.
Now we talking about,
You're looking probably 60 grand, 70 grand, but that is something that can get you your extra points for later on. I'm not saying this is something we need to do this year. We have 4 years to go before the next rating. So that's something that the board can keep in mind as something to get better. The next thing, credit for reserve ladder or service companies, we got 0 on that because the city's truck wasn't in service at the time. They didn't get the credit on it either. I'm sorry. He got credit for it. We didn't. It got flipped. He didn't get credit for our reserve pumper, and we didn't get credit for his reserve service. Too many things in my head. Credit for deployment apparatus analysis was a 2.50 out of 10. Additional credit can be obtained by increasing the percentage of road miles within the graded area. It's kind of hard to do,
I want you to build roads?
yeah,
basically. I mean, you're in a rural. I mean,
Rural.
we're rural. There's nothing we can do about that.
yeah.
I mean, there's things, I'm gonna do some homework and I'm gonna dig into it further to try and get a better explanation to bring to y'all on that specific one. But as of now, that's what we got right now.
Yeah.
Credit for company personnel, we got 3.20 out of 15. Additional credit can be obtained by increasing the volunteer firefighter response at the scene. Additional credit can be obtained by having additional firefighters on duty at the station.
I thought we were above, level on
We still have good turnouts from the district members, but they're not getting 196 hours worth of training that PIL requires to get you as full credit for a person. So they're only being counted as a third of a person when we're getting 10 and 12 people on a scene. It's taking 3 people to make one.
yeah.
So
We have to increase training
Yep.
to do that.
Yep, and we have increased, we've gone to where we're doing a Tuesday night trainings and Thursday night trainings, but it's kind of hard to juggle it. And
So exactly how many hours would we have to have per personnel to do that?
196 per person. It's rough.
We're not gonna make that.
We won't.
And I think it would a half point at 96, it counts as half a person,
Yes.
which that's better than a third.
So we're getting them closer, and a lot of them are getting within those training hours. But then you got summertime, you got ball game, people are doing things
Right.
with their
That's
families. I
what we
mean,
never
we're a
make.
volunteer department, so
You have a list of your volunteers and how many hours of training they have?
yes, ma'am, I do.
You do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I do not have the total with me for the year, but I do have their monthlies that I total up every month. I'll bring those with me at next month's meeting, then we can see where we're standing at so far. But that one there, we're gonna continue to try to work on. There's limited we can do with that.
Before we go any further,
Yes, ma'am.
Jesus. I was told, just talking to a fireman, and he said y'all have 6 months that y'all can correct some of this, right?
Yes, we have a 6-month period that there's some of these things we can, if we change it, we can bring it back to the PIL people and they can readjust the score. So we can do that. But there won't be enough adjustment to bring you to the next classification.
Right.
So it's not worth stirring it up if you're only gonna get 2 points out of it, because you need a 59.99, well, you need a 60 to be able to go to your next class.
8 points.
So without getting, I actually have a list tonight that once we're done going over this, I can kind of mention it with y'all. Excuse me. For training, credit for training, there was a maximum of 9 points we could get. We got 4.30. And that is combined between, from what I'm understanding, between the two departments. We both ended up with the same numbers due to the way we were logging training. The way we was logging training, we were labeling that we did fire suppression tonight or hose handling. But there was no description of what we taught them. So it wasn't a complete broke down description, so they hit us for that. We weren't under the impression that it had to be done. We went from what we knew from previous. Now we know, so it's extra things we'll be watching for. And inside the training area, there is some other things myself and Chase and a couple of his paid guys are looking at trying to do to get us more credit throughout the year on trainings. Credit for supply system, we got 16.30 out of 30 possible points. Additional credit can be obtained by having the water system designed and installed to be capable of supplying standard fire hydrants. That's something we cannot force. We could ask of it, but we can't force it, and they can't, most of these water companies aren't gonna want to mess with that.
No. They're not gonna run, that's it.
Correct. So that's one that we really can't do anything with. Now, on my end of the fire hydrants, we can go out, there's a packet that PIL wants of inspections on the hydrants. We do inspections, but our inspections weren't detailed enough to get the full credit for those. So we're gonna go out and we're gonna get what he'll give us, and we'll try to do the inspections to the full ability that they would require. Credit for hydrant sizes, types, and installation. We got 1.73 out of 3 possible points. Obtaining additional credit, you can replace 1- and 2-way fire hydrants with 3-way hydrants on a 6-inch line or bigger. We still can't do that because now you're having the water company try and change their pipe. So we lose on that one again.
Nope.
Inspection and flow testing of hydrants. We can go out and inspect them. We scored a 0.64 on the inspection of hydrants out of 4 points. So we're gonna see if our inspections will get a little better with what he'll give us. The fire flow testing, we got credit on that from, or a couple hydrants we have on the Lawco system because they do the testing. We could have received 3 points if the others were testing, but they do not. And we can't force them to do it. It's privately owned. Operational considerations, credit for our standard operating procedures. We got a 0.60 out of 1 possible on that, which there's some things that he says we need to add to our SOPs. No big deal, I'll get into that, and I'll be able to update SOPs again. The credit for the incident management system, that would be our NIMS training through our members. A couple of our members are starting to get the NIMS. That was one of the trainings that some of them didn't have, and after 5 years, it's gotta be re-updated. So we got them working on it, and we got a 0.18 out of 1 on that. So that could have been 2 extra points we could have got. Get us a little bit closer. The community risk reduction has got to do with our fire prevention, code adoptions. I'm working with Chase on that right now to see about how we can get things set up differently to where we can get out and do more of this. On that, we got 0 credit for it because we don't have anybody to go out and do fire prevention with these little schools we have, because of course that's daytime. We don't have anybody to go out during the day and do fire prevention at Tanner Construction or something like that, because we're all volunteer. Everybody's working during the daytime. So we lost a lot of points on that. Public fire safety education. We did get 5 points on that. City of Eunice has one guy who is trained in public fire safety. So we did get credit from him being certified. We also got credit on our juvenile fire center intervention program. We got 5 points on that. Credit for public fire safety education, we got 10 points out of that because they had went to the schools in their area. And of course, we're as a whole, so. Fire investigations, we got credit from them because they were certified, a couple of them. We got 15.29 out of 20 on the fire investigations. All in all, District 6 got 52.24 out of what could have been 106 possible points. So there is some upgrades we can do to get us to the points we need.
Well, at least we didn't back up then.
No, sir, we did not. The volunteer response, we're working on that, trying to see if we can get a few more out. But it's hard, especially working hours.
Yeah, well, that's understandable.
On
Got
volunteer.
jobs.
Yes, sir. Gotta pay for them babies in the houses. So we're gonna try a few things and see what we can do different, try and get our district's rating up. That is my main goal right now. I'm pushing for NIMS training, that'll get us more points. So we'll see what we can do with it. This is the trainings for just the district. There were 12 training hours in the month of March because we had other events going on. Just have everybody's training hours listed just for the district. I'll pass it on if y'all need look through them. Mr. Charlie's looking that over. last year, we went through the closet and disposed of some of the items that were of zero value. This year, we went back through at the Highway 13 station and disposed of expired gear that is of zero value to us anymore. We cannot use it due to NFPA 1851. So right here, we disposed of 6 bunker jackets, 9 bunker pants, 19 fire boots, 12 Nomex hoods, and 15 firefighting gloves. All old stuff that's been in a tote.
Yeah.
So we went ahead and disposed of it, but it has been logged. And this is a copy for the board. That way y'all have a copy on file showing what we disposed of.
Where did you dispose it at?
It will be going, it was put out the gear room, and it will be going to St. Landry Parish Beggs landfill. It will be permanently disposed of.
Okay, you wanna sign this, Chris, please?
Yes.
We need a motion to make that, that equipment surplus to zero value. Make a motion, we zero value that equipment and dispose of it.
I need a second.
A second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Next thing I have right here is the list with Eunice Fire Department. It's our total monthly report. There were 30 calls for the month of March, 3 structure fires, 3 false alarms, 1 good intent, 6 trash or grass fires, 1 other type, 11 EMS calls, 2 medical assist, 1 public service, 2 vehicle fires. There were a total of 21 calls inside the city. There were 8 calls in the St. Landry Fire District 6 area. There was 1 call in the city's Acadia Parish area. And there was a total of 200 training hours we acquired for the month. And this is the board's copy as well.
Chief, how many people do you have now on EMS?
St. Landry Fire District 6 has a total of 9 EMS trained and certified.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Anybody got anything, Mr. Gilbert? Mr. Dahl?
No, sir.
Our ceiling, I do, our
Oh.
ceiling right here is leaking. During the poles, it fell on a couple of people. It was raining. So you need to see about that.
You have any idea what's causing that, Chief?
No, sir. I have to get up there and go take a look.
Last year, whenever Will Steele came, he said that the roof it's a metal roof, but the screws
We're loose.
were rusting out because back then they didn't use the screws they use now, so they would need to change the screws or resheet where it was rusting in the. He explained it, but it's the screws that are rusting out and the water seeping through.
And who was that?
That was Will Steel Construction. They came out and did the door work.
If we were to change out the screws, would they still fit in the same holes?
I don't know. I couldn't answer that. I wouldn't see why not, but
Well, then
I
it
can
has
ask
to be a
him.
bigger screw.
Or you put a big
Different
gasket
type coating
around.
on top it. It's a coating that doesn't rust the screw out.
No, but I mean the hole that screw.
Yeah.
I see where he's at. I'm sure
Yeah.
you're gonna have some type of gasket
Yeah.
covered up that, because I'm sure it's water in it.
Yeah, the building was over 20 years old. So
Because you can get any roofer to come and change all those screws.
yeah,
Any qualified roofer to change the screw. I don't think it would be that expensive just to have the screws changed. But if we have to start changing out the metal roof, we're looking at some money.
yeah. I can get some quotes if y'all want. Get them to come look.
Yeah, would you please do so?
Then y'all want to change that right there, or no, leave that.
After we,
Yeah, you
So
have to
after we
wait-
figure out where it's
wait
coming
for
from?
them. Yeah.
after it's all done.
Okay.
I'm sure we can just get that tile just about anywhere.
I would
Silatex,
think,
yeah.
I would think so.
We may have a few spare pieces in the closet.
Okay.
I contacted the lady that did our millage last year, and she's gonna do it again for us this year.
Okay,
So that
Very
is,
good.
in fact, next month is our day we'll do the millages.
very good.
That's here already.
It's time already.
Tom flying, baby.
Oh, these days go by, man. My God.
You got something, Mr. Charlie?
Yes, sir.
Anybody? I need a motion and a second to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carried. 6:57 PM.